We're going to touch briefly on this. We did this in Austin, but it's really, really important. We're going to talk about the seven buying beliefs. Okay? So here you go. Write these down. If you want people to buy, they have to overcome pain, doubt, cost, desire, money, support, and trust. So when somebody says, I will think about it, I need to ask my wife. I need to ask my husband. I need to sleep on it. The real truth is that they don't know, they don't have enough pain associated with the property. They doubt if your solution is the one for them. The cost is an issue, but cost is always value in disguise. It could be a logistics issue. I don't know where I'm going to come up with the money, but I want to do it. The desire, they have to have the desire. So if somebody is indifferent about getting care or getting services, your job is to press them to the point of, I have to make a change, or let them fall back if they're not ready. If they're not ready, they're not ready. We don't force people to do something they don't want to do. I didn't force you guys to be here. I'm offering a solution to problems that I know exist because I too have experienced them. But you have to either shit or get off the pot, because nothing changes until you change. And a person will not buy if they do not have the desire to buy. Money, they have to have the logistics, credit card, financing, cash, whatever. They have to have a way. They have to believe that they have the support, which is one of the main reasons that we outline the process plan. So this is what it looks like, because they've been to every Cairo office. That's why I love, again, the neck bands, because it's so simple. When you come in, we're gonna do neck and core exercises, like people's main areas of complaints, their lower back and their neck. 5 to 10 minutes every time. Sometimes I tell people, every time you gotta do it. It's gotta be every time. You gotta strengthen your spine, otherwise nothing changes. So it's so simple. You buy, $20 whatever band, and you're including it, but they're doing it under your supervision. And then the trust, they have to have trust. Now this is a big one I'm gonna drill you guys on, and I'm gonna pick on you guys a little bit because it matters. Justin, Milad, okay, a little bit of Sagi, but not so much anymore. The trust. I remember you guys put out a video, and again, I've done a lot of funny stuff. You guys were adjusting each other in a nightclub or something. It's cool, it's fun, I get it, right? I'm a Cairo, show the crack, show what we do. It's like a cool party trip. But that type of thing erodes trust, which I don't care. Maybe you don't care, and all the money in the world you already have, and you're whatever, no big deal. That's cool. But I don't have a trust fund. I got a wife and 3 kids. I take my business very seriously. I take my reputation really seriously. And let me tell you, when you're dealing with a professional athlete or a celebrity, they don't want to go to just anybody.
Right.
So
they slowly trickle in. Once you help one of them out, they tell their buddies, and then the higher tier one starts coming in.
Yeah.
I've noticed that the last 2-3 months, they've been trickling in, especially the PT.
Yeah. Yeah, trust, guys, is big. I mean, when I started out in LA, even in my 4th and 5th office, I wore a shirt and a tie. I remember going to Eva Longoria's house all the time. She's like, Dr. J, you're always so dressed up. But I was holding Frank. And she would invite me over to parties. David Beckham's at her house, all these people that you guys have heard of. It was her husband's 51st birthday party. She introduced me to the whole Beckham family. Everybody's there. And that time it was a party, but she's like, I created an image or a frame. So if you talk to Eva, if you ever meet her, and you're oh, hey, Jason, she has no idea who that is, but if you're Dr. Jason, oh my God, I love Dr. Jason. She literally calls me Dr. Jason. because I introduced myself as Dr. Jason for like years and years and years and years and years, creating a frame. So what she calls me, Dr. Jason. So she introduces me to people like that. But the trust was built by holding the frame. In my case, I would show up, shirt and tie, shirt and tie, shirt and tie. I would take care of Jake Paul, Logan Paul. I would go to their house after work. I'd be wearing a shirt and tie because that's what I wore to work. Maybe I would take off the tie. The trust was built so strong by being consistent, by holding the frame, because I took them through the process, I sold them care plans, etc., that they introduced me to both their parents, and both their parents became paying patients in my office. Logan Paul, Jake Paul's mother, and his father. They were both paying patients, x-rays, ROF, everything, right? And they still follow me on IG, like we're friends. So this is because of trust. I wish I could be like, oh, I'm the best, it's my skill. I don't know that I am. I'm a great chiropractor. But it's the trust in the frame. Any questions on the 7 beliefs, guys? Let's get Dr. Jaffe up here. And let's get Parzival. Come on up. Okay. So Dr. Jaffe is doing an oh wow, he's recording. He's serious, let's go!
Hey, you gotta watch guys like game film, right?
Let's go, let's go!
My channel.
I know, that's what I'm thinking right now. All right, so you guys are in a console. No, you're in an RF. Come on. Come on, Doc. You can turn your phone on if you're recording, whatever. Okay, so you're in a console, and let's see here. So Dr. Jaffe is the doctor. Dr. Parzig is Mike. You're Mike. Okay? And so here's the scenario. So you've gone through and you're gonna start out by saying, so Mike, you're the boss. A, we leave it alone. B, we do a short course of corrective care. Or C, we go low and slow. And Mike wants to do it, but the desire is not necessarily there. And he doesn't, you got to get more desire in him. You got to move him to a deeper meaning of reason. Why he's doing this, why he's going to make the investment for himself. All I'm going to give you about him is this. He's a busy guy running a busy physical labor job, we'll call it. He's newlywed. So you're going to present your options. He's going to say corrective care. And he says corrective care, you're going to just pretend you pencil something out and you're going to give him 2 options. Okay? Payment options. You have cash, payment options.
Okay.
And then he's going to hesitate, a little on the fence because he's not convinced there's not enough desire and pain. Okay, so you're going to have to question it out of him. Okay, ready, set, and go. Pay attention, guys. I'm going to call on you guys for help. Okay.
So Mike, you're the boss. Leave it alone. Corrective care or local slow. Yeah, I mean, I think I just want to get this corrected. So I think option 2. All right, great. So let me just show you what that looks like in our office. So I'm going to write out every time you come in. We're going to tabulate down one of our tables. We're going to start. And after checking you in the other room, we get to tell what was tight muscle they had that neck. Yeah.
Okay, pause there. So you did good at the start. So once he agrees to something, okay, let me pencil that out. You said that, you were fine. Let me show you what that looks like. Now you're just, you can skip through that. Just go to the price.
The price, okay.
Just go to the price. So one option.
So this whole, the option,
Oh.
oh,
Okay. I was like, man, you get moved down, yeah. Okay, so thank you, Brian. So say this. So normally it would come to this much. Start there.
So normally, it comes in our office. It comes at $37.50. But now, if you're going that number, no one pays that here. We've built in some savings for you. The most popular option that people take advantage of, we have a one-time payment option. One-time payment option is $21.75. We have a second option. It's doesn't give you as much of a savings, but still savings off of this number here is 3 payments of $825. Almost best for you.
I mean, honestly, that's a little expensive. I didn't know, I just got married. I didn't know it was going to be that much. I feel like my pain's not quite that bad. I kind of thought I was going to get this fixed a little bit cheaper, honestly.
Cheaper.
Okay, pause there. Let's help Dr. Jaffe. This is hard. This is hard. This is really hard. This is a bad place to be, guys. Why is it a bad place to be, Javier?
Have to show why they need to pay for you.
You have to show why. Okay, so at the part that you should be just taking the payment, you're like, I gotta go. No, shit, I gotta go back here. Sucks. You gotta backtrack big time. But you're in the fight, right? You're in the fight. Ooh, you get punched. You get punched. I'm not just gonna like lay down and curl up in a ball. You gotta keep fighting, right? So what do we do, guys? What do we do? Step back, okay? Ask some questions. Okay, we'll let you ask a couple of questions. So look, Dr. Jaffe, look, the issues are he doesn't have enough pain,
Said it wasn't that bad.
right? And he doesn't have enough desire to change. I don't think he's having doubt in your solution. The cost, yeah, there's a value issue, but usually it's tied into something deeper. The money's, I don't think the money's the issue. I don't think he doubts your support or doesn't trust you. You guys, do you see what I'm doing? Like, you have to understand where the real subluxation is to attack it.
Well, probably didn't dive deeper into pain.
Go ahead.
Um, so,
Time out.
okay.
This is where I would set the pad down.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, yeah, guys, like money aside, okay, let's forget the money. Now you're not getting the money right now. So put the pad down, put the paper down. It ain't happening unless you fix the problem. Yes? Okay, fix it.
I know, so you almost go back to the actual, like, your goals for them, what they,
This is a bad place to be. You're not going back to your goal. This is a good question. You see how easy it is to get stuck after the event if we don't do this stuff? You're like, oh, that was great. And then you go back and you're like, uh-oh, what do I do? Okay, Mike, when you first came in, you mentioned, yeah, and we're making this up, obviously, we're role playing. You mentioned you had that lower back pain.
yep.
Okay. Now, you mentioned that it had been there for some time. Notice my tone. Notice my like eyebrows and my
Curiosity.
curiosity. I'm like, I want to make sure that I'm not wrong. This is your words, right? You mentioned it had been there for some time.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you'd also mentioned that you felt like you shouldn't have this kind of pain at your age because you're pretty young.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I should.
Yeah, no, I mean, exactly. You also mentioned, though, that, like, when you went to pick up your wife on the wedding day and, like, carry her and what have you, that you were in pain.
Yeah, I had a little bit of that push through.
Yeah, that didn't feel very good, did it?
No,
Yeah.
she's not very happy, so.
Right. And in addition to that, you got your new job, you just got promoted.
Mhm.
And you mentioned that you're bending over and you're doing a lot of manual labor throughout the day. So I just want to be like super clear. I want to make sure I understand what's going on. If this flared up and continued to get worse like it has the last week or two, what do you think would happen at work?
I guess it would probably make it harder to get through the day, and then, I might have to take a day off here and there. It gets worse.
Got it. Do you think, how would that affect you more? Do you think that's more of like wifey wondering what you're doing at home, or more of like affecting your income, your work?
Probably affect work and income more.
Yeah. Do you think that would affect wifey? Would she be upset if your income went down?
Absolutely.
Must know my wife, right? Okay. But really though, I mean, like, how would it affect you?
I guess if it got worse, I wouldn't be able to show up for as many work days. I wouldn't be able to hit the goals I want to at work and financially.
Got it. Okay. What kind of money are we talking about financially?
Well, trying to get a new promotion, which would be $50,000 raise potentially, so.
50,000? Are they hiring? That's crazy, like, I'm coming over, right? Okay, so, God, I just want to be clear, so are you telling me that, like, if your pain continues, that you could lose out on, like, 50 grand, 50 big ones?
I mean, right now it's pretty manageable, but I would
Yeah.
say if it gets worse,
Got it.
yeah, potentially.
Got it, okay. Well, like, what typically happens when problems are left alone and not addressed?
You get worse.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, what do you think is the right thing, like, to be more like proactive and like invest the time and energy and resources to like grow yourself and your abilities at work and take care of your new family, or do you think like to kind of hold off and like potentially take like a massive financial hit?
Option one.
Yeah. So, you know, money aside, you know, like, do you feel like the care can like really help you, like with what we're doing?
Yeah, I mean, you explained everything great. I mean, I saw what the problem was on the X-ray, so I don't have any issue with that.
Awesome. Okay. And like, was there any like, you know, anything else that would like keep you from starting? If we can like figure out the money and like find a way to make that work, like I'm really more concerned about this issue, like taking it out. If we can find a way to, you know, get you the care you need, is there anything else that would like prevent you from getting that care?
No, I guess I just, you know, friend had told me they went to a chiropractor before, you know, a few visits, they paid with their insurance and they were kind of good to go, so I guess that's kind of what I was expecting.
Totally, yeah. So most people come to us when, you know, a lot of times they've been to these insurance clinics and they're tired of getting like passed around for like different therapies that like don't really correct anything. So like they feel good, but then the problem comes right back, and like that's what most people come to me for. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So rather than like waste time and money of yours, we work to get the problem resolved from the beginning so that it doesn't come back.
Makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you tell me, I mean, if we can find a way to make this work, are you ready to get out of pain and start working towards that bonus?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So,
or are a problem that you need to do something about it, right?
correct.
But how do you go from, you know, combating those objections to, all right, like, give me your credit card?
Right, beautiful question. You have to walk them to it. You heard the expression, you can lead a horse to water. What's the other half of that expression?
Force them to drink it.
Yeah, can't force them to drink it, can't make them drink it. So that's the whole thing. You can lead somebody to the perfect sale, you can't force them to pull out their card and do it. So you have to draw it out of them with questions. What do you think is the next best step? Yeah, please.
And also, I feel like when I attempt to do this in real time, in my mind, I feel like we're just going around in circles and not really walking into the end point.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking
when
about.
When do you know you're like, okay, I got them, or this is not going anywhere?
Beautiful. That guys, really high level question. Thank you, Jay.
This is my
Yeah. So you know what it is? He's asking questions. He's not going deep enough. He's not. So he's what he just told us is he's staying on the surface. We're going around and around in circles. So you have to look. So here's again where that physical presence comes in. You got to be dialed enough. I don't care if it's prayer, meditation, exercise, coffee, tea, whatever. You need to be focused. This is business. This is serious. His health is on the line. I need to be present enough with myself, Jay, that I can like sit here and look at him and go, okay, like, how do I help him get what he wants? Here's the contradiction. It's helping him get what he wants will help me get what I want. Maybe he doesn't start care today, but that's karma and energy and all that good stuff. It really is. You have to have people's best interests in mind. 25% of people are not going to mind. They're just not. Guys, I talk to docs all the time that need help so badly. I talked to a doc the other day. He needed help so badly, it was insane. Like it was insane. Dr. Jack knows exactly what I'm talking about. And he was like, even like, he was just like borderline like ego and just like couldn't admit there was a problem. It was crazy. Crazy. Stuck at 20K for 5 years. 20K was like a big month for him. And I'm sitting there like a chiropractor. I'm just like, dude, this dude needs so much help. It's insane. I'm running ads and these companies are just ripping me off. I'm like, you're an idiot. I'm like, they're not ripping you off. You don't know what you're doing. I can't tell them because then that would not be selling. And I tried and I tried and I tried, dude. I couldn't get him. He needed help so bad. He just,
Why was he on the call with you?
he was on the call because he needed help, but his ego got in the way. And so when you're talking to somebody, here's the kicker. Do I have an ego? Of course, we all do. It's a natural protective mechanism, but we have to learn to put it away and just ask, like, what's real, like, walk him through the process that you know. Like, Phil, when you're talking to somebody and their books are a mess and you know you can help them, and they're like resistant, I don't know if I want to spend that much money, you're like, oh, I totally hear you. I wouldn't either in your shoes. But you have to go from, A to B to C to D to E to F for them to see G. Yes, Steve?
When you get the objection, I'm trying to figure out how you get the questions that you want to ask. So what do you think of the end in mind when the objection happens? Or
You have to listen deeper. So throw out an objection that somebody has had recently. Just be real, like a real objection you had. I gotta talk to my wife. Okay, talk to my wife is gonna be like doubt, cost, desire.
So you think down cost desire, that like those are the lights that go off in your brain?
I don't like think of it like this is the format I came up with to teach you guys. Like I take stuff out of my head because I've been doing this for so long. And I'm like, because when they say like when you teach something, you learn it better. I'm like, okay, how can I teach this principle to my team? So I write it down, I use prompts, and I'm like, okay, like how can I break this down? How can I take this concept and make it digestible? So I don't think doubt, but I feel, oh my God, this person like isn't sold. Because if his blocker is him, he's thinking it's not that serious. But I know it's more serious. So I have to get him to tell me, why is it serious? He's like, $50, I'm like, 50 grand, bro? Like, dude, are they hiring? That's crazy. Like, I'm a chiro, we don't get bonuses. We catch what we kill what we catch, whatever. Like, that's crazy. My brother does that. He gets like, I got $300,000 bonus. I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, who gave $300,000? Like, what's that? Bro? Like, I make it or I don't, like, But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, in this role play, he's in a different world. So I'm like, dude, like 50 grand? It's huge. So, but I got to get him to see it. Does that make sense? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I wanted the channel because I get a lot of people with diminished pain. I have a struggle when you're sitting in the console and you're like, oh shit. That 2-second pause feels like forever, right? But I have a hard time, you asked a lot of questions and led me to the water, like you said, but also not fear mongering. That's kind of like an old school chiro.
It is an old school, yeah. Don't reach over your head or you could be paralyzed. That's like an old school. A patient came to me one day, said the doctor told him not to reach over their head, they could be paralyzed. I would really happy. Don't get anything out of the cabinet or you could be paralyzed. I'm like, stop. Yeah, he told me that. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. I know you guys know. I know you guys have heard that shit before. Okay, so here's what happens. Write this down, everybody. What was you said if somebody, they minimize, right?
Yeah, pain, I get a ton of pain minimizers.
Watch this. If somebody minimizes pain, here's why. You missed it in one, and Phil, write this down too. You missed it in one of two areas. Number one, you got their chief complaint and you grabbed the wrong chief complaint. You didn't isolate their real chief complaint. So my lower back is the real issue. Let's say I run 5 miles and it aches, and I kind of have this weird sixth sense that something else is wrong there, but it doesn't hurt that bad. I just know something's not right. But my neck is tight, and it always bothers me because my neck's always tight. And I come to you and I tell you about my neck and I tell you about my lower back, and you don't pick up on the deeper issue I have. I'm scared that something could be wrong with my lower back. And you're like, your neck. I'm like, that's not that big of a deal, bro. I'm also a non-chiro. I'm relatively disconnected. I'm thinking about 6 other things. And subconsciously you didn't touch on my main issue. Do you guys follow this? I don't even know it necessarily as a layperson, that my main concern is that. This is where you have to go deep too, Phil. You start talking about that IRS notice, and they're like, dude, I can give a fuck about the IRS. It is serious, but they're like, I don't care about that, I'll get that handled. What I really care about is my wife. And the way she's like, you know? It's like, what's the deeper issue? So you either A, you missed the chief complaint by not listening or asking. Out of all of these different things, your arm pain, your neck pain, your IRS bill, it doesn't matter what it is. You're this, you're that, you're low energy, you're fatigue, your poor blood sugar, all this stuff. If there was one thing, Alejandra, that you could improve, what would it be? Role play. We're making it up. If between the eczema, the skin rash you have, you know, your trouble waking up in the morning, the bloating you were feeling, and your low energy, if you could get rid of one, which one would it be? Bloated? Okay. So the skin, that doesn't bother you that much?
Depends what it is. If you're like face, yes, I don't care.
In this instance, we're role playing.
Okay, so that's
The eczema? Okay. But the bloating bothers you too? But if you could choose only one? The eczema. Okay. Guys, it's worth asking 2 or 3 times. Yes, sir.
Actually, the patient that I sold on, which I did it in Farsi, not even English, I can translate. I had to ask 8 or 9 of the same questions, like, oh, if you woke up tomorrow, no pain, what would happen? And then I got piano, I got working out, I got work, but then I went deeper, then I found out she was, I don't have a kid. I do have a kid, I don't want to have this neck pain. How am I supposed to get along? And then I was like, there we go, that was it. I pushed that.
Yeah, you're gonna know when you hit it. You're gonna know when you hit the
Dr.
issue.
Jason,
Yes.
I've never had this before where I sold it on twice a week. She's like, can I come in 3 times a week? I'm like, sure. And she's like, can I come 4 times? Because December, I might.
Yeah.
You know, you crushed the
I'm like,
console.
wow.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to. I was
You
like,
guys hear that?
I was like, 4 is too much.
Yeah,
3 times a week.
he crushed the console. That's how you know you crushed your console. So notice, if somebody minimizes, you got the wrong chief complaint. You weren't listening. Go back, go back, go back, right? Go back. I just want to make sure. So let's say we're in the ROF and we got to go all the way back. Quentin, I just wanted to make sure that the neck pain or the lower back pain was the main issue. Which one is the main one? The neck. Got it. Okay, I'm sitting here talking about your lower back because I saw those findings, but just to recap on the neck, like you're not going to get the sale unless you change direction, so you might as well change. Okay, the second thing is if somebody minimizes, you didn't isolate, you skimmed over it, or you didn't do the step where you asked them, what if you tried to correct this issue that hasn't corrected it yet? And then they tell you, and then you recite back to them. So you've been to the chiro, you went to PT, you tried cupping, you did acupuncture, you take Tylenol, you ice, you heat, you have a massage membership, you have a stretch zone membership, and nothing has corrected the problem yet. Is that frustrating, discouraging? Like, you ask them, make him feel it. We already know that that's ridiculous. He has to feel it. So those are the 2 issues. Questions?
I was going to say, I guess that line of digging deeper, maybe in my head, or I said, well, that's not none of my business, how it affects his wife and his job and his money. I mean, and maybe that, you know, people are like, oh, you're my contractor, why are you asking about my
Because you're
job?
going too fast without a tone.
And you're not their chiropractor.
Yeah. Okay, if you're not curious, wherever I wrote it down earlier, it comes across as arrogant. And Quentin, you're not arrogant at all, Quentin. But you're no, listen to me guys, from my heart. He's so intelligent that if he doesn't like squint his brows, maybe lower his glasses, pause, he's gonna come off arrogant. And that sucks because he's not. People are gonna judge him. It's called prejudice, prejudging. And he cares. He's like, I'm not that guy. And then he goes home frustrated to his wife, and she's like, dude, you're awesome. Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Depending on the day. Same thing, yeah. So you have to learn this stuff, Quentin, because otherwise people won't get to benefit from your intelligence. And Justin, they won't get to benefit from the fact that you do care so much. And I know you care so much, bro. I know you're a massively empathetic person. But in order to get through to people, you have to be like laser focused and you have to be curious.